And the Alberta Party leadership race has made its way to the border city. MLA Rick Fraser visited a local coffee shop to answer questions about the centrist party and his platform. The only sitting MLA in the race, Fraser says it's important as a leader to listen to all sides.
Strong leadership is about bringing people together. It's about making sure that people are listened to and that they feel that you're inclusive. And you need to be able to listen to both sides of the argument.
In the back. Fraser was an MLA for the UCP until he crossed over to the Alberta Party in September. He says he wanted to join a party that better represented his moderate views.
If you take a look at what's happening in politics today, you've got two ideologies on either side, and from my perspective, they're ripping apart our social fabric and our economic fabric based on what they're doing. They're dividing communities.
The Alberta Party will vote on its new leader February 25th to 27th using an online ballot. Well, anyone in Lloydminster looking to work in construction could be in luck, according to a new study. HR services company Randstad has released its top 15 in-demand jobs in Canada for 2018, with general laborers topping the list.
And I have to agree, they're definitely in demand. They're required not only in construction but across the oil field as well. So the younger generation is schooled more towards going to the college universities, so we're not seeing a lot of out-of-school labor.
Engineering project managers rank near the top of the Randstad's findings as well. Bexon insists this is because many talented workers are exiting the industry faster than their employers can replace them.
With the baby boomers, we're seeing a lot of them leave the industry. And there's a huge gap that's going to be left by them people with all that knowledge. So project managers, people that have a lot of experience in the construction industry, yeah, there's a definite need.
Bexon expects construction jobs to remain in demand for years to come.
This is Newcap weather.
Well, we are getting slightly warmer weather than we've experienced through most of 2018, but unfortunately that weather is being hampered by extreme winds, largely coming out of the west, though that has shifted around today and will continue to shift around in the days to come. Right now, we're sitting at -18, winds coming out of the west at 15 kilometers. So again, it still feels like a -26 to -30 type of day in the border city. Normals, again, for this time of the year are significantly warmer, getting around a high of -8, and our current temperature is, of course, what our normal low is at, which is at -18. -15 over in the Cold Lake region, a little bit more cloud cover there, though the winds have not been as strong and their current temperature obviously lower than here in the border city. -18 over in the Battlefords, where it's relatively sunny. Again, those slightly less extreme winds out of the northwest, still bumping that wind chill up quite a bit. And here's a satellite radar from earlier today. You can see largely clear skies, though some scattered clouds here and there. We'll have a little more weather for you later on in the show.
All right, still to come, troubling new numbers when it comes to distracted driving. Those details after the break.
When you see news happening, let us know. Grab your phone and hit record and become part of the Newcap news team. It could make you $100 richer. If you capture news happening, drop us an email at tvnews@newcap.ca.
Numbers released by Alberta RCMP Traffic Services reveal worrying trends surrounding distracted driving. The release states that the number of tickets issued to people distracted while driving has steadily increased since 2012, with one exception in 2016.
Distracted driving is a problem that we see not only inside of Lloydminster, but all over Alberta. Anytime that you have individuals trying to multitask or focus on different things all at the same time, you're going to see an increase in the likelihood of a collision.
Since 2016, people can have demerit points taken away for distracted driving, and according to the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, a driver is 8 times more likely to get into a motor vehicle accident while driving distracted.
When people think of distracted driving, we immediately think of cell phones. There are many other forms of distracted driving as well, whether that be eating food, kids in the back, passengers, music, even applying makeup. There's so many different things that can take our attention off of the road. We really want to encourage people to prepare before you leave.
In 2017, 7,611 distracted driving tickets were issued in Alberta. So far in 2018, 147 distracted driving tickets have been issued. Well, too much cell phone use lowers your IQ. That's something most people have probably heard before, but a surprising amount of research actually supports this idea. Josh Ryan has more on how the intelligence actually takes a hit from social media addiction in this week's Healthy Living.
A study from the University of Texas found that people are worse at performing tasks and retaining information when their smartphone is within eyeshot. There are several studies with similar findings, largely pointing to the stress that comes from social media addiction.
The more stressed that we feel, the less well we do with performance of any kind, but especially performance on intellectual tasks or memory tasks or problem solving or anything like that.
Not only is too much social media consumption likely to increase chances of anxiety and depression, but it also hurts human interaction, particularly with children.
They are less inclined to be engaged in, again, human face-to-face contact and maybe creative pursuits and physical aspects of engagement.
They don't understand patience, they don't understand tolerance because they don't understand boundaries.
Another problem that arises from overuse is that it takes away from the activity your brain receives from having to find and then store new information.
It's almost like we've become a little bit intellectually lazy because we don't have to store things in the same way in our minds and keep that information there.
Spending less time on social media will not only help increase time for other activities, but give your brain a break from the abundance of information you're exposed to.
In some senses, it's easier to get more information, but it's very easy to get lost in a rabbit hole or to just keep distracting yourself so you're not actually focused on one thing. Now, the task is to sort the information that's coming at us so that we don't get inundated and overwhelmed.
And while explaining this to children is important, the onus is on adults to give them an example to follow.
There's been numerous studies that social media, excessive screen time is detrimental to the development of a child, but they need to set the example. If you are not practicing communication, you lose it.
Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Well, a grade 1 class at Father Gorman is working hard to make everyone's day a little better by spreading kindness. In this week's Beyond the Classroom, I went and got some tips on how to be kind and even took part in their top secret Kindness Kids Club. Every day, this grade 1 class holds a secret meeting where they learn about kindness and accept challenges to spread a little love throughout the day.
We practice complimenting each other, so we've learned about what a compliment is and how we receive a compliment. They're very simple, random acts of kindness that, even in grade 1, we can make a huge difference.
Mackenzie introduced the Kindness Club as a way to incorporate lessons of kindness into their daily curriculum, with the hopes that one day it becomes a habit.
Kindness plays a big part, I think, with mental health, and so with that, thinking kind about ourselves and about others and the way we treat people turns them into, when they're adults, this will be a habit for them. This is how they treat people. This is what they do. This is how they think. This is what they say. And so I think if more people, if we can just kind of spread that with everyone, then yeah, the world's going to be a better place.
All right, so I am in the grade 1 class at Father Gorman, and they invited me to their top secret kindness project. And you know what? I'm not very kind, so I need some help. Can you tell me how I can be kind?
Be nice.
I can be nice? And how can I be nice?
Do a compliment circle.
A compliment circle. I think I'll have to try a compliment circle. And what is another act of kindness I could do?
You could say you're sorry if you hurt somebody.
Definitely, definitely. And what about you? What is something I can do to be kind?
Do kind.
Pardon?
Do kind.
Do kind, yes, definitely. And so what is your favorite part about your top secret kindness meeting?
Doing kind things.
And how does being kind make you feel?
Good.
Makes you feel good? Amazing. Okay, can I try being kind to all of you? Yeah. Okay, so I am very thankful for you guys to invite me into your class today and for allowing me to share your secret.
This is Newcap Sports.
Lloydminster's Junior B Bandits entered Wednesday's final home game in 6th place, 3 points back from Lac La Biche with a game in hand. For most of the season, veteran presence has given the Bandits most of their offense, but this time it was another group doing the heavy lifting. Lance Phillips with more.
Every team requires veteran leadership, and Lloydminster has relied on those players for most of its season. But Wednesday night, it was the team's first-year players leading the way. Brett Zeufel and Dalton Weinkoff put together 5- and 6-point performances respectively in a 9-4 win over Onion Lake.
Dorian Lear was a great example last year, stepped his game up. Hilsendager, hopefully Brett goes that way as well. It's a great time to start getting hot.
Well, practice, they work with us a lot too. They keep our spirits up. Like when we get down on the bench, we're obviously not as talented as they are out there. We're first years, so when we make a bad play or something, they pick us up and it makes us better players.
The win gives the Bandits their 7th in the last 9 games, and although the team has shown times of inconsistency, success has occurred due to one regularity.
We haven't tinkered too much with the line combinations for the most part. Injuries has caused us to juggle a bit, but just trusting your line mates, all right, is a big part of it.
Although 3 of the Bandits' top 4 scorers are veterans, the success of the team does hinge on the performance of its rookies.
If you can get those guys into the lineup, be a part of the team, it carries on, right? Especially, say, Jason Bush, kid's going to have 4 years in the league. We put a lot on his shoulders. Dally, he's a beauty. Peter's game has gone up, for these first-year guys, all of them. It's huge.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.